Alright, hi traders, so welcome to today's daily recap show. So let's have a quick look at the FTSE first. So when I wrote this morning's report, price was between the key zone at 72.15 to 72.25, 72.40 to 72.60. So we was going to have a look at what would happen around that key zone. So if it broke back below it, because we'd had quite an extended move up, we had some support areas to look for. So let's go and have a look and see what the action did. Right, so on the open here, we did actually try and push back up above the zone because we actually fell away below that 72.15 to 72.25 zone in the pre-market session. We did try and break back up above it, but as you can see, as soon as we got above it, we got a nice big impulsive candle move back into this zone. And then it just chopped around, and there really is, when this sort of price action happens, you really want to be leaving it alone. There's not really much you can be doing here. We want the market to show its hand. It then did come down and get below this zone before using it as a resistance area. And then coming back down into this, what we said was aggressive support. There wasn't really, it was over the lunchtime session, so not really much to do here. I mean, potentially this is a long setup. It's not one that I would take myself, but there is a reversal pattern there which would have failed. And we then have broken down and really just chopped around. There's not been a great deal of opportunity in the market today. You can see that the zones have been fairly well respected, but nothing in terms of the price action which really shouts out for high probability setups. So yeah, we tried to break up above this morning and then have just chopped around, and nothing really, we haven't really hit any of our other proper support zones. Like I say, this was an aggressive support zone, and potentially you had a buy signal here which failed, but with it being over the lunchtime session and due to the price action previously, it's not something that I would have looked at. Moving on to the DAX, so we said that we do remain bullish, although we may see a pullback down to lower support zones. Reason that we said that, again, similar story to the FTSE, we have been fairly extended on the markets recently. So markets don't go up in a straight line, so we could expect a retracement. So let's go and have a look and see what the DAX did. Okay, so DAX did use this zone here as resistance early on in the session, but again, it was very, very choppy price action. Nothing really there in way of signal. Plus, we did still have a bullish bias as well, so we wouldn't really have been looking for shorts from that area. We then came down and we did use this support zone as support for a little rejection back up to the overnight lows. Potentially you could have got long here. It's not a setup that I like myself, but there is a potential long there from that zone. Now this one here is something that I did like. It was over the lunchtime session, so you do have to be careful with trading over the lunchtime session when volumes are a little bit lighter and you can get whipped out. But it had taken out some swing lows, had taken out the zone and then put in the reversal, but this was a trade that failed. So yeah, as soon as that fails, then you do have to start being a little bit wary of longs. We do have some extra support further down. We then used this one here. We then moved down, and we used this zone here as support, and again we've got a nice buy signal here, just having taken out these swing lows here. So that's a nice buy signal to target back up towards the resistance now zone that was support, that we expected to be support here, could now be resistance, and again it has proved so here, and we're just back into the zone here. So again, zones have been fairly well respected. Resistance up here, although we wouldn't have been looking for shorts. We used it as support here. A failure, a nice signal here, but a failure there to use it as support. Where we then come down and used this zone as support, and then revisited this zone and used it as resistance. So the zones are working. A couple of nice setups on the DAX today, but not too much on the FTSE. So I hope you found that useful, guys, and I will speak to you again tomorrow.